Good morning, everyone. This is Srikanth Rajan, and welcome back to the Stock Market Podcast from mpiinvest.com. Talking about the markets yesterday, markets were absolutely volatile. Of course, today is the expiry, but then there were other things which also affected the market. So, as we had discussed yesterday morning, the US CPI data was expected in the evening yesterday, and we also had the Indian CPI data expected yesterday evening. And not only that, yesterday was almost like, today is the last day of trading for HDFC. So, with all this, we could see the markets actually being volatile. But then something really important to see was the last half an hour fall. It was a big fall. In just last half an hour, we could see the markets actually coming down and closing below 19,400. So multiple factors have been affected here. So first thing, we could see the major stocks that actually pulled down the market yesterday in the end of the day was HDFC, which saw a huge selling, which looks more like a rebalancing because today is the last trading day. So that was one thing that we could see, and the second thing that we could see was good profit booking in IT sector because the TCS and HCL results were due in the evening. So these two things had actually taken the market down. But today, what will happen would be very interesting to watch because even though Indian markets closed negative yesterday, and of course, the best important part to focus there, yesterday DIAs were net buyers for almost 400 crores, whereas the FIS have sold for more than 1,000 crores. So finally, are the FIs turning sellers? I would not exactly say yes, because if you see yesterday, because of the rebalancing, there might be an reason for them to exit HDFC stock because that won't be traded, or because they would have to rebalance it, like we have discussed earlier also. All those people, because once a merger, if all those people who are holding good amount of stock holding in HDFC Bank and HDFC, they have to actually ensure that they reduce it because even though stocks are good, they will have a specific allocation for each stock. For example, in a mutual fund, it would not be more than 10%. So if HDFC and HDFC Bank put together, they have more than 10%, then they would reduce it. So even though they know the company is good. So this is why many times I say mutual fund returns would be always slightly lower than something else like a PMS or a AIF. The reason is this, that even though we know the stock is good, at times we may not be able to hold it because of the government regulation. So something similar rebalancing could have happened, and that's what probably led to that last half an hour fall. But along with that, we could also see some reports coming in from Infosys, wherein Infosys declared that they are not going to give any hike to lower level people. That is only for senior management they are planning to give some hike, but others are not happening. So that was a bad news. Naturally, that was kind of already IT sectors having a negative mood. So at this point of time, such an announcement again has pulled Infosys back down yesterday, and all this put together has actually taken the market down yesterday. So this is it about yesterday. So now after Indian markets closed, we could see the European markets actually closing well in the green, and not only that, we could see the CPI data coming in. So we could see Indian CPI data coming in. So here in India, what happened? The inflation has actually gone up slightly. So it was at 4.3. Now it has gone to 4.8. Yes, it is still below RBI's target of 6%. But then important thing to note is that inflation has gone slightly higher. Of course, the fuel prices have actually slightly gone up. That is, crude oil prices have slightly gone up. So that could be also the reason. But then, yes, the fact is that Indian CPI has actually gone up slightly, which is not a big negative because it is still under RBI target. But then still, it's not a positive as well. So that is something that could be looked at. But after that, what happened in the US was interesting because when the US CPI data came, okay, for members who are new, CPI is nothing but consumer price inflation. So, it's an inflation data. So, the consumer price index, which is nothing but the inflation data for each country. So, if you look at US, they were expecting it to be around 3.2, but then it came at around 3%, which is really good. So that has kind of triggered a big positivity in the US market, and we could see all US markets closing in the green yesterday. So yesterday Nasdaq was up by more than 1%, and Dow Jones was also up by 0.25%, and S&P 500 was up by 0.75%. So when European and US markets have done really well, naturally the Nifty futures have also gone up well this time. So we can expect a big gap up opening today, almost at least 80 to 100 points. So that could be seen. But today being an expiry, will that gap up sustain is a question. But if you see last few days, the way the markets have been kind of beaten down, it looks like market could have a volatile day, but then close at a level which is not much different from where we closed yesterday. So that's what I'm expecting. So the markets may close in the range of 19,200 to 19,500, 550 range is what I'm expecting. So if you remember, in the start of the week also, we had expected the market to expire between 19,200 and 19,600. So that is exactly happening. So yes, it was a decent week for us to make some profits there. So if you look at Asian markets right now, all the Asian markets are trading in real good positivity. Japan is up by more than 1%. Also, Shanghai is up by 6.69%. Hong Kong is up by 2.42%. So overall, if you see not most of all Asian markets are trading in the green, which is really good. But then India will have some India-specific issues. Firstly, the focus would be on IT stocks, because yesterday the results for TCS and HCL has come. Now, there are positive as well as negative here. So if you look at TCS results were good. Good in the sense, analysts were expecting the profits to come down by almost 4% from last quarter, but then it has come down by just 2%. But still, of course, they are profitable. There's no difference in that. But then that is a positive point, and the attrition levels have actually come down really well in TCS. Naturally, see, in the situation where the entire markets are talking about recession in US and all that, people cannot change jobs at this point of time. It's a risky, so they may not get new opportunities. And hiring also has reduced in most of the IT companies. So with all that, attrition levels have come down really well. So that is again a positive thing. That actually kind of looks decent for now. So it's actually better than expectation. But then if you look at HCL results came out, and HCL, what happened was their revenue has gone up, but their profitability has come down. Now, what is the reason the profitability has come down? That's not really clear at this point of time. But that is, in fact, I was expecting a better result from HCL. So that has not happened. So with a mix of all these, and today we have the Wipro results coming up. So with all these, focus would be majorly on IT sector, how the IT sector is going to perform today. Now, what will happen with HCL? HCL, in fact, has been kind of rallying in the past few weeks. So what will happen there will there be a gap down opening in HCL? And what will happen with TCS? Will it be gap up? So of course, weightage is higher for TCS in the Nifty. So if TCS is able to balance it, well and good. But otherwise, of course, the negative news from Infosys also is there. So IT sector would be majorly in focus on what could happen. Banking sector should be also in focus, because yesterday, because of the big fall in HDFC, the bank Nifty has actually fallen really well. So there are high chances that since it was more of a rebalancing act, it can try to come up. But then again, a question today being expiry, will that happen today? And the second thing, though FIA were net sellers yesterday, if they were more of sellers in HDFC stock specifically, which is one of their favorite stocks, then there are chances they should be buying today. So again, that should be watched. Will they be going for buying today or selling? So with all this, today market looks like it could be a flat day, right? We're not expecting a trending day at least. But of course, as I always say, we can never predict the market, but just anticipate. This is what I can anticipate for the day as of now. So if it goes kind of flat, then it could be really good for option sellers. Whereas if it goes trending, it would be good for option buyers. So that's it for now. Looking forward to how the markets close today. And of course, that would kind of give us some lead on what is going to happen in the next few days. However, since the market is having an expiry, we might really have to wait till about Monday to get the right direction for the market. So that's it for now. Looking forward to a good expiry. This is Srikanth Rajan signing off. until we catch up on the next podcast tomorrow. But before we leave, of course, do remember to press the like button. Goodbye.